Hello, everyone. Welcome to Universal English Guide, where learning English is simple, clear, and enjoyable. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Liam. Hello, everyone. We're really happy to have you here today.
It feels like a good day to sit down, relax a little, and just talk, right? I've got my coffee, the window is open, and the neighborhood is quiet for once.
Same here. It's one of those calm mornings where nothing feels rushed, perfect for a slow conversation. Those are my favorite kinds of talks, especially when learning English.
Exactly. And today we're talking about a very small word that does a lot of work in English. People hear it all the time, they use it all the time, but it still causes confusion.
Yeah, it's short, it's simple, but it shows up everywhere. At home, at work, with friends, with neighbors. That word is let.
And we're also going to spend time with let's and let's. They look similar, they sound almost the same, and learners often mix them up.
Totally normal, by the way. Even native speakers sometimes pause when they write let's and let's. So if this feels confusing, you're not alone.
Let's start very gently. Imagine this. You're at home and someone knocks on the door. It's your neighbor with a package.
That happens to me all the time. Packages love my porch for some reason.
Same. So the neighbor says, "I have a package for you." And you say, "Oh, thank you. Please let me get my keys."
That's a perfect everyday example. Let me get my keys. You're asking for permission or asking someone to allow you to do something.
Yes, and that idea of allowing, giving permission, or not stopping someone, that's the heart of let.
I like that, not stopping someone, because sometimes let feels very gentle. It's not forcing, it's more like opening the door.
Exactly. Like when someone says, "Let the dog outside," or "Let him talk," or "Let her finish."
Oh, let her finish is a good one. You hear that in meetings, family dinners, even in elevators when people talk over each other.
Right. And notice how natural it feels. Nobody thinks about grammar in that moment. They just use let to create space.
And that's why learners need to hear it in real situations, not just definitions.
Let's talk about home life a bit. Imagine it's the weekend. The house is a little messy, dishes in the sink, laundry waiting.
Sounds familiar already.
One person says, "Let's clean the kitchen first, and then we can relax."
Ah, now we hear let's. That tiny apostrophe changes the feeling.
Yes, let's clean the kitchen. It's not one person ordering, it's more like an invitation, a shared action.
It feels friendly, cooperative, like you and me together.
Exactly. And that's why people use let's so much with friends, family, coworkers. Let's take the stairs. Let's wait a minute. Let's see.
Let's see is everywhere. People say it when they think, when they decide, when they open the fridge and stare inside.
I do that. I open the fridge and say, "Let's see what we have," even when I already know there's nothing new.
Same, and that's a great example of how let's can sound casual and spontaneous.
Now, before we go deeper, I want to point out something learners often say. They might say, "Let us clean the kitchen," when talking casually.
And that sentence isn't wrong, but it feels more formal, more serious.
Yes, in everyday speech, people almost always choose let's instead of let us when they mean doing something together.
You might hear let us in announcements, instructions, or very careful speech. But with friends, let's wins.
Okay, grammar moment over. Let's jump back into real life.
Good, because I want to talk about work situations. Let is huge at work.
Oh yes, meetings, emails, casual office chats.
Imagine a meeting where everyone is talking at once. One person says, "Let him finish, please."
That sentence is calm, respectful, and firm. It creates space.
Or a manager says, "Let's take a short break and come back."
That let's softens the authority. It feels less like an order.
Now, think about rules. Signs often use let's because they talk about what is allowed.
Like, "This pass lets you enter the building," or "The app lets users track packages."
Exactly, very common in instructions and descriptions.
Let's talk about common mistakes learners make when speaking. One I hear a lot is, "Let me to explain."
Yes, native speakers would say, "Let me explain," without anything extra.
Another one is, "Let's to go home."
That little extra word sneaks in, but naturally people say, let's go home.
These mistakes happen because learners think carefully, maybe too carefully.
And that's okay. Fluency grows with exposure and comfort.
Let's slow down and imagine a mini story, a day in an apartment building.
I like stories. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll start. Hey, the hallway is wet. Let me mop this side first.
And the neighbor replies, sure, that's fine. Let's be careful. It's slippery.
Later, the building notice says, this card lets residents access the storage area.
Perfect. Very realistic.
Now, let's talk about confidence. Using let correctly makes speech sound natural and calm.
And it helps avoid sounding too direct or too soft.
Instead of you must wait, you can say, let's wait a moment.
Instead of I will do it, you can say, let me handle it.
Both feel more human.
Before we finish, let's do a quick reflection.
Let is about allowing or not stopping.
Let's is about doing something together.
Let's is about what someone or something allows.
Simple ideas, but powerful in daily life.
If you listen around you, you'll hear these words everywhere, at home, at work, outside.
Let that comfort you. You're learning something very real.
And don't worry about mistakes. Let yourself practice.
Yes, let yourself speak. Let yourself try.
And let's keep learning together.
If you enjoyed this lesson, let us know.
Like the video, subscribe to Universal English Guide, and share it with friends.
And leave a comment in English. Let's practice together.
See you next time. Keep going.
Bye, everyone.